Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm your host BrightLearn, and today we're diving into a topic that has sparked intense debate, controversy, and a whole lot of curiosity. The events of September 11th, 2001. To help us, we're going to be going through Zander C. Fuerza's book, Masters of Deception, Zionism, 9/11, and the War on Terror Hoax. With Fuerza's help, we're not just going to be rehashing the official story about 9/11. We're going to explore a perspective that challenges everything you thought you knew about that fateful day. Buckle up, because we're about to unravel the mystery of September 11th with a critical eye and an open mind. On September 11th, 2001, the world watched in horror as the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon were attacked, resulting in the tragic loss of nearly 3,000 lives. The official narrative, as presented by the Bush administration and mainstream media, was that 19 hijackers, orchestrated by Osama bin Laden from a cave in Afghanistan, pulled off this devastating attack. But here's the thing, an increasing number of people around the world are questioning this story. Polls show that skepticism about the official explanation is growing. Why? Well, for starters, the idea that a multi-billion-dollar U.S. defense system could be outsmarted by a group of men armed with box cutters seems, to many, like an insult to our intelligence. The collapse of the Twin Towers at near free-fall speed has raised questions about the use of explosives. Thousands of architects and engineers have come forward, risking their careers to argue that the official story doesn't add up. So, if the official story is flawed, who was really behind 9/11? Some argue that the attacks were orchestrated by a shadowy group of global elites, often referred to as the New World Order, with the goal of transforming the world into a tyrannical society. But there's another layer to this story that deserves our attention: the role of Israel. In the aftermath of September 11th, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was quoted as saying that the attacks are good for Israel because it will generate immediate sympathy for the country. He predicted that the attacks would strengthen the bond between the U.S. and Israel. Other Israeli leaders echoed this sentiment, with some even describing the attacks as a Hanukkah miracle for Israel. This brings us to a crucial question: who benefits from such a tragedy? The answer, according to some, is clear: Israel and its supporters. The attacks shifted public opinion in favor of Israel and against the Palestinian cause, providing a justification for the U.S. to wage wars in the Middle East. This perspective suggests that September 11th was a false flag operation, designed to manipulate public opinion and advance a geopolitical agenda. But how could such a massive deception be pulled off? The answer, some argue, lies in the control of the media. Critics point to the overwhelming influence of Zionist Jews in the American media landscape, with prominent Jewish businessmen owning entertainment and news corporations. This influence, they argue, was crucial in shaping the narrative around 9/11 and ensuring that the official story was the only story. Now, let's look at some of the evidence that has led people to question Israel's role in 9/11. Shortly after the attacks, a group of 5 men were arrested in New Jersey. They were found to be Israelis, and some were later identified as Mossad agents. They were seen celebrating and filming the disaster, and one of them was caught on camera flicking a cigarette lighter in front of the smoldering ruins of the World Trade Center. These men were eventually deported, and the investigation into their activities was shut down. Another intriguing piece of evidence is the story of the dancing Israelis and the Audigo warning. 2 employees of the Israeli instant messaging service, Audigo, received a warning about the attacks hours before they happened. This raises the question: how did they know? Some believe this is evidence of Israeli foreknowledge of the attacks. The cover-up of September 11th was orchestrated by a network of individuals with close ties to Israel. Michael Chertoff, the head of the Justice Department's criminal division, played a key role in burying evidence and releasing Israeli suspects. His actions, and those of other Zionist insiders in key positions, have led many to believe that the U.S. government was complicit in the cover-up. This cover-up was necessary to build support for what we know today as the War on Terror. The War on Terror was the brainchild of neoconservative Jews, many of whom held influential positions in the Bush administration. Their agenda, driven by a desire to reshape the Middle East in Israel's favor, was advanced through the false narrative of 9/11. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and the push for war with Iran, are all part of this larger geopolitical strategy. In conclusion, the events of September 11th have been shrouded in mystery and controversy. While the official story may satisfy some, others believe that a deeper, more sinister truth lies beneath the surface. The evidence of Israeli involvement, the role of Zionist insiders, and the neoconservative agenda all point to a more complex narrative. As we continue to seek the truth, it's crucial that we remain open-minded and critical of the information we consume. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, questioning the official narrative doesn't make you a conspiracy theorist. It makes you a seeker of truth. Until next time, I'm BrightLearn, telling you to stay curious, stay informed, and keep asking the hard questions.
This has been a BrightLearn video from BrightLearn.ai on the book Masters of Deception, Zionism, 9/11, and the War on Terror Hoax by Zander C. Fuerza. Visit BrightLearn.ai for more fascinating videos like this one, and naturalnews.com for full editorial coverage and breaking news on critical stories that keep you informed and aware of what's really going on.